That was me solving F2L using EFK after practicing for just one day. EFK stands for Edges First Keyhole. It is a great alternative to CFOP if you don't want to overcomplicate your solves. It is a method that is very easy to learn and can be extremely effective. Today I will be covering the basics of EFK so that anyone who watches this video can solve the cube using this underrated method. But before hopping into the tutorial, shout out to one of my subscribers, Mike, who suggested this method and provided me with tips. The way EFK works is once you have the white cross done and the second layer edges inserted, you need to insert 3 of them. And then you want to use the open slot, it's called the keyhole, to insert the corners. So for example, if I want to put this corner here, we would move it to the open slot, we would put it in, and then we would restore everything. The way EFK works is comparable to the way a drawer works. So if you want to put a box, which in our cube case would be the corner, into its slot, which would be here, you cannot put it in directly, but you can use an open slot to put it in, and then you will have your goal achieved. To be able to do EFK, you have to first be able to know how to do the white cross. I will not be covering that in this video as I want to solely cover EFK, but there are lots of tutorials on YouTube and I'm sure you can figure it out on your own. As the name Edges First Keyhole suggests, we will want to solve the edges first, and we are talking about second layer edges. So second layer edges are the edges that does not have the color white or yellow in it. So the yellow cross goes on the top, the white cross goes on the bottom, and all the other edges, they go in the second layer, in this middle layer, which will form a belt. So if we look on our cube, this is a second layer edge because it does not have yellow or white in it. This is not a second layer edge because it had the color yellow in it. This is not a second layer edge, although it is in the second layer, it does have the color yellow in it. So you need to use the second layer edges to form a belt. So the way you want to do that is to pick a second layer edge in the top layer. So we can pick this one. And we want to match it in the way so that the top color of the edge matches the center. So right now it does not match. Orange does not match green. But if we do a U prime like this, now orange is matching orange, and we can figure out how to insert the edge. So you want to look at the colors of the edge. It needs to go into here because orange is here, and blue will go there. We can check that. So the way you want to do that is, since it needs to go to the right side, we want to lift the right side up. You want to move it into the slot. It needs to go here. And then when you fix everything, you will have a solved edge. And we can repeat that process. So here we have another one. It is already matching. Red is now matching red. And it needs to go to the left side in this case because blue needs to go there. So we want to lift the left side up. We move it into its slot. And then we fix everything like this. If you just finished the white cross and there are no second layer edges on the top layer, it's okay. You can just take one out. So we can, for example, take this one out. We move the layer up. We move it out of its slot and we put it back down. And now we have something to work with. And by solving this one, we will nudge other second layer edges out. And here we can just keep on solving like this. And here the same case, we have nothing to nudge them out, so we can just take one out and solve it. So blue matching blue, and we can just insert this. Now remember, you have to keep one open slot as that will be your keyhole for where you put all the corners in. Once we have finished inserting the 3 edges like this, and we have our keyhole, what you want to do is we want to insert all the corners that has white in it so that we can complete the white face as well as F2L. So we can look for corners with white in the top layer. So we can use this one, for example, and we can check where it needs to go. So it has green and orange, which means it needs to go here with green here, orange there, and white piece goes here. So what you want to do is you want to move this slot, so the piece between orange and green, you want to move it to the keyhole, and you want to insert this piece here, so that once you insert it and restore everything, this will be solved. Once we have set the cube up in the way that we have the corner on top of the place where it needs to go to, both in the keyhole slots, we will have 3 cases. The first case is when you hold the keyhole on your right, and the white sticker will be facing you. The second case is when you hold the keyhole on the right, and the sticker will be on the right, so not facing you. And the third case is when you hold the keyhole on the right, the white sticker will be facing up. Okay, so the first case where white sticker is facing you, in this case you want to do a reverse sexy move, which goes like this. U, R, U prime, R prime, and then this will be solved. For the second case where the white sticker is not facing you, you want to do this sequence. R, U, R prime, and then solve this. Now for the third case where white sticker is facing up, you can do two things. One, if you're lazy, you can just do 3 sexy moves. So R, U, R prime, U prime, and that's 2 more times. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime. And that's solved the corner. But if you're not lazy, you can do this. R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime. This is slightly shorter, but slightly harder to remember as well. Once you inserted all the 4 white corners, we will want to fix everything by putting everything back. And then you have one last edge that you have to solve, and I'll leave it up to you to choose the way to solve it. You can do it using CFOP, you can do it with the beginner's method, which is obviously the easiest way, or you can use other methods. But if you would do it using CFOP, it would look like this. So you put it at the back, sledgehammer, and just insert. But if you want a very easy way, you can just do the beginner's method, which you will have to learn 2 algorithms, one left-handed and one right-handed, so it's a mirrored version of each other. And what you want to do is you want to align the edge so that the side color matches the center color. So you hold it like this, and then you would do, if it's on the left-hand side, so if it needs to go to the left side, you do the left-handed version. So U prime, L prime, U, L, U, and then you can cube rotate and then just insert this. The right-handed version looks like this. So you move this there, U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, and then you can rotate and then insert. Like this. Sometimes you will have the case where when you're inserting the last one and you just insert normally, you will get the edge flipped inside. So once again, you can choose a different method to solve this. You can do the beginner's method, which will be to insert this edge there to nudge this one to the top layer, and then you can solve this one again, which would look like this, and then you'll have this one free. You can put it here, and then just do the same algorithm I showed earlier, like this. Or, if you have this case, you can also solve it using the CFOP way, which is taking it out, and then doing an advanced F2L algorithm. But you can choose the way of solving it, and I'm leaving it to you. Now, if you want to learn advanced F2L, I have a video on all the special cases on advanced F2L, including the case that I just showed, where you have the edge flipped. The link is in the description. And now I'm just going to show you an example solve on solving F2L using EFK. So we already have the cross made, and we're going to start looking for second layer edges that we're going to insert. So we can start with this one. It's already aligned because blue top color is now matching the center, and it needs to go to the left side. So we'll lift the left side, move it into the slot, and then we fix it. So now we have this one, and we can look for the next one, which will be this one. We move it here so that orange matches orange, and it needs to go to the left side once again. So we do that like this. And here we have a flipped edge, but actually we do not need to solve it. We do not need to take it out because we can just solve this one, and we can use this one as the keyhole. So this one does not have to be solved. So we can just leave this for now and solve the rest one. Like this. So now we can use this as a keyhole and we can start solving. So we're going to first insert this corner. It is already in place because the slot is already in the keyhole and the corner as well. So we can just insert using U, R, U prime, R prime. So we have this solved. And moving on, we have this one. So we move it on top of the keyhole. And the slot is over here. So we'll have to do a D2 to move the slot here. So now we can see blue goes here, orange goes here. So we have to do insert it with R, U, R prime. So now this is solved. As you can see, you have a whole block. Now we can solve this one. So once again, we move the slot to the keyhole, and then we move the corner to the keyhole as well, and we can just insert. And finally, the last corner, we'll be doing R, U2, R prime, U prime, and then insert. We fix everything, and then we're going to solve the last edge. So it needs to go to the right side, And now we have this line, so the side color is now matching the center color, and we're going to do the right-handed algorithm, which is U, and then we take the corner out, R, U prime, R prime, and then we do this and just insert. Now that you have F2L solved, you need to do OLL and PLL to solve the cube. I will not be covering OLL and PLL in this video, but I do have a great PLL video that you can check out. If you want to be better and faster at F2L, I suggest you to watch these two videos as they are much more advanced. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, as this video took absolutely ages to make. I am also very close to having 1K subs, so subscribing would mean a lot to me.